All right, hey everybody. This is my 2007 Suzuki XL-7. It's a nice car, but I've been having a lot of problems with leaky water on the floor. So after a good storm, I came out and found about 4 or 5 inches of water on the floor of the car, and didn't quite know where the water was coming from. I didn't suspect the sunroof because I didn't see any water leaking down from that. I didn't see any water damage on the headliner. So I thought maybe there was something in the firewall underneath the hood. But I watched a couple of videos on this and saw somebody taking apart their A-pillar covers, their pillar covers here, and you can see there's a weep hole drain line that comes from, maybe you can see it here, the top. There's a sill here at the top of the sunroof, and there's a little drain hole at the 4 corners of any of these sunroofs. And you can see here one of the drain lines coming down the pillar, and it's supposed to drain down and then down underneath the car. What I did was I took a simple, first I took a tube, just an ordinary tube from my son's aquarium setup, and blew some air through there, and noticed that air was going freely through the weep hole, the drain hole, and so I knew there was not an obstruction. And then I took a wire hanger, just an ordinary wire hanger, and straightened it out, and then I fished it through the top of the weep hole here, the drain hole, and then I noticed the hanger coming out right underneath right here. So I knew that the hanger was not going into the tube, so it was disconnected from the weep hole or the drain hole. So I have a problem here. I need to take apart some of this headliner. I noticed here after I took that part off that there's wet dampness here. So apparently the water is coming through underneath here, dripping down and then into the car. I don't think it was happening on the other side because I already took the other part off. But this is what the pillar cover looks like when you have it off. It's a very simple screw that comes out right where it says airbag. You just pop that off with a flathead screwdriver, small flathead, and then you're able to access that little bolt right there. That comes out, and then the pillar cover comes off pretty easily. Then you can check to make sure that's connected. I'm gonna make sure that, I'm gonna see if I can access that, and I'll get back to you. All right, so now I've got both of the pillar covers taken off. You can see here, both by those little screws right near that side airbag. I'm not sure how those things deploy, so I'm gonna be careful around them. But I had to unscrew the visors. There's 3 screws total holding the visors. And then now I can see that the headliner is loose. I'm not quite sure how these lights are connected, so hopefully that doesn't make a mess. But I'm gonna pull these down in a minute just to see if I can get some access to see the drain holes and see why this one, especially this one here, is disconnected. All right, I've got the headliner pulled down. You can see there's water damage here that I didn't even notice from the inside that this was happening. You can actually even see pine needles that have come through the drain hole. Let's take a look. You can see, all right, and there we go. There's our problem. We can see that the drain hole is disconnected from that drain piping. It's very clear that I just need to disconnect. I need to connect that, and what I'll probably do is use a some sort of fitting or something around that. All right, so I found some hose clamps in my toolbox, and these are probably I don't know what size. There's 4 of them here, about 1/2 inch size, and you can see I fastened one right here onto that drain pipe. Hopefully that'll keep it in place so it doesn't come undone anymore. So I'll check the other side and make sure that one is, while I'm there, I might as well pull it out and tighten that one as well so it doesn't come off in the future. So I hose clamped the other line, and I went over to the driver's side just to be sure. I didn't assume both were unhooked, but as I looked under the headliner, I had to pull it down gently. Of course, you can see all the mess that's in here from water damage that's gotten in. Lo and behold, I find there it is. That's disconnected. That's my drain hole on the left, on the lower side, and then the upper side is the hose. They're supposed to be connected, and they're not. So all that water's been coming in right underneath the headliner, right down the pillar, and then into the car, onto the floor, making that mess. Incidentally, to tighten down these hose clamps, I used a 1/4 inch socket. Go ahead and get yourself one of these handheld socket drivers. They are gonna be worth their weight in gold, because I tell you, to get into this area right here is really hard to do with a screwdriver. You want to be able to get right onto that hose clamp. There we go. There we go. Get the hose clamp is in place now, and I've tightened that around the drain hole. On the bottom of the screen there is your sunroof open. That drain hole in the front of the car, it comes down here. So I've hose clamped that. That goes down to that hose under the pillar. Now it should work correctly and drain out underneath the car the way it's supposed to, not into the cabin of the car and onto the carpet. And then there's a good look at the other side. The hose clamp that I have in place under the sunroof drain hole and leading down the pillar. So that should be nice and buttoned up tight. I'm going to check that for tightness one more time, and then I get to clean all this back up again. So wish me luck on that. Well, that's it for my video. Hope you liked that. If you did, be sure to like my video, and I hope this will be helpful for you if you have to make a repair on your sunroof in your Suzuki XL-7. Thanks again for watching.